Hi, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you have enjoyed the last video. And just as a quick reminder, what we do here on this channel is we are hoping to build a community of like-minded, like-hearted souls talking about what it means to be spiritual, what spirituality is to us, anything on the topic of spirituality. And we can really incorporate spirituality with anything. I know I definitely can. My name's Lauren. I live here in Los Angeles and I work here as a spiritual healer, a spiritual teacher. If you would like any sessions with me, I work by donation based. I do not have any social media, any Instagram, any Facebook or websites. I think healing is a very personal journey, so I just work one-on-one. If you would like any, just leave me a comment and we figure it out and I'll get back to you. But more importantly, what we're here to talk about today, I would like to talk about the topic of solitude and how important solitude is on the spiritual path. One thing that really caught my mind, I've studied religions for many years, and one thing that always really stood out to me, the metaphors within all of the religion. If we take, for example, Jesus in the desert, we have Muhammad in a cave, Buddha under a tree, and Moses up a mountain. These to me are all metaphors that these enlightened sages found their peaceful state on their own. On a desert, in a cave, under a tree, up a mountain. This is solitude. This is the metaphor that you will only find an enlightened state by yourself, on yourself, alone. And that really is the message that goes through every single religion. You will only ever find God by yourself. When you have enough time to detach from the entire world, from everything that you possibly can, and you sit within your own thoughts and you are able to contemplate, you are able to question. Solitude is where God is. Now I want to tell you a quick story. It has been told before, but to give you an idea of where you'll find God. And when I refer to God, I just want to make sure that we understand, I talk about God in a spiritual sense of a masculine and a feminine, a creator, the divine, this universal phenomenon of an energy source. So not necessarily, please don't think I'm not talking about God in a masculine sense, I'm talking about it in the whole oneness. So back in the time when Atlantis was, millennia ago, God had given his disciples, us the people, phenomenal powers, and we were able to be telepathic, psychic. We had these phenomenal sixth sense, but we were starting to take advantage of these gifts that God had given us. And God said one day to the disciples, the gift that I've given you, I think I'm going to take away and I'm going to hide it somewhere. And the disciples said, you know, God, that's a good idea, because I really feel that we are taking advantage of this power that you've given us. And so the disciple said, I know, God, you should take this power you've given us and you need to hide it on top of a mountain, the highest mountain there is. And God said, no. One day someone will climb to the top of the mountain and they'll find the power. And another disciple said, I know, God, I know where you should hide the power. You should hide this great power that you have given us, that we've taken advantage of. And you should hide it at the bottom of the ocean, the deepest part of the ocean. And God said, you know, that's a good idea, but someone's going to dive down there one day. Someone's going to dive to the deepest part and they're going to find the power. So God took some time out and God thought, you know, I know where I'm going to hide this special power. And the disciple said, where? And God said, I'm going to take this special power that I've given you and I'm going to hide it in your hearts, because no one would ever think to look that deeply inside themselves to find me. And that is where God is. God is within you. God is the spark within you. God is this internal flame. God is the light. But you will only ever find God when you are by yourself, when you look deeply within yourself, and you can only find God when you detach. If we think of the word jihad, you know, when we think of maybe in the news, this word it's terrorized, jihad. We think of all sorts of horrible images that come to our mind, but jihad actually means the struggle, the self-struggle, the self-journey struggle to enlightenment, because the jihad is the toughest journey anyone will ever embark on. Enlightenment is the toughest journey. People don't even take it on because it's the toughest journey you will find on, because you have to spend so much time looking inside yourself. And when you look inside yourself and you have created enough solitude, you have found your desert, you have gone into your cave, you have sat under your tree, it is only then will you find God. And I hope that that gives some understanding of how important solitude really is on this spiritual journey. You will only ever find your unique voice, your calling, your heart, your passion, your burning desire when you've been brave enough to take time by yourself and contemplate everything and be able to sit peacefully with your own thoughts and just the whispers of your higher self and God's voice and God's divine guidance. So in order to take this spiritual journey seriously and to really, I suppose, find who you are in your calling, you have to seek solitude, because solitude is also the quickest path to enlightenment. When you have enough faith to turn yourself away from everything and go inwards, and you go in and you will find God. And that is spirituality, and that is the link between spirituality and solitude. So I hope again this short video that you have found useful. Like I said in all the videos, we want to keep everything really simple. I think it's really important that we keep spirituality simple, because we really shouldn't overcomplicate things. If we understand it well, we should be able to explain it simply enough. So I hope that you gain knowledge from this, and I would love to learn from you. So if you have anything that you would love to add, or you want to work with me to have a personal healing session, again, as I said, leave a comment. There are no websites, as I said, there is no Instagram or Facebook. There is just this community that we hope to generate together to spread a message of love, light, and reaching our higher self and our purpose. And I love you, and thank you so much for listening, in love and peace and light. Thank you.